Hello. Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Who's going to be the first to join us today? Good evening. It's a lovely Tuesday evening here in Ukraine. You can't tell it's evening because of the lovely weather, but it is 7 p.m. here. I wonder what time it is over there where you are. Hi, Julie. Hi, Vivian. You're officially the first person today, before Julie. Ngozi, good evening. Justine, how are you? Good evening. Hello, Paul. Good evening, everyone. As you're coming in, please, without further ado, please start to share immediately. Chioma, how are you? Good evening. Hi, Favor. Good evening. Anu, how are you? But it's good to see your name, and I can see that you're all joining. Hi, Charles. Good evening. Kazim, how are you? Good evening. Nice that you're all joining us this evening. It's another glorious day, and we have our Queen Anastasia MacDonald with us today again as a reader of Dr. Sunday's book, having a first-hand experience of reading a lot of his book, but she's reviewed yesterday. She reviewed one of the maybe it's because we're outdoors, but let's just continue. So guys, welcome and thank you. Hello Sam, how are you? Okay guys, before we proceed today, let me show you this again. Hey, you know, every time I see this magazine, it just takes me back to the 3 days event that we had. Actually, it takes me back to the whole month, and still rejoicing. But this magazine just reminds me of how fabulous it was when we had the Golden Jubilee in May, 3 days event. So don't miss out on getting this lovely magazine. It's over 300 pages. It's packed full of information, everything that you need to know about Dr. Sunday, his ministry, the people around him. Here it is. You can have a copy. You can have 2 copies. You can have 3 copies, as many copies as you want. So you can order yours now. There's some people from different parts of the world here at the moment for HMT Train the Trainer that started today. So it's going to go on until Saturday. So you can email me, or you can send a message through Messenger to let me know wherever you are, if there's somebody that can bring it for you or take it to you, depending on how you're looking at it. So let me know and we will send some to you, but it's $40, okay? So this glossy magazine, this is the Golden Jubilee special, it's $40. So let us know if you want 1, 2, 3, as many as you want. We have lots of copies available, and it's limited edition, so we wouldn't have it forever. So if you want one, then get your copy.
How would they get it? That's the question.
Yes. Dr. Sunday just reminded me, how would you get it? I've just said to you, this is how, wherever you are all over the world, let me know. We have some people here, especially this week, from today until Saturday, from different parts of the world for HMT. So if they're close to you, or they live in your country, I could ask them to bring 1 or 2 at least for you. So just get in touch. Get in touch with me, Mayowa Olaya, or get in touch with Julie Ngoya, and then we will help you with the logistics. So, okay? I hope that's clear. Let me repeat that, actually. If you want a copy of this, right, wherever you are, contact me or Julie Ngoya to tell us where you are and how many copies you need of this. We will find somebody here at the moment, because there are people from all around the world joining us for Train the Trainer HMT. So we could ask them to help you to bring copies to you wherever you are in the world, if they're living in that country. So we'll help with the logistics. So here it is, the Golden Jubilee magazine. Here it is. It's $40 each. Okay? And there's the magazine that we take the attributes from. Let me show you some of the pages, if you can see here. Okay, the 50 attributes of Dr. Sunday. And so many more information in this magazine. I can't emphasize how informative it is. Hey, look at that. Okay, all right. So guys, let's continue. So guys, do the honors of sharing. So please share so that more people can join us. And also, don't just share. Why don't you also invite your friends? So click invite rather than just sharing, because sharing will go to your page, whereas inviting would ask somebody to come and join you that you're watching this program right now. It's going to be interesting. The book that we're reviewing today, I will let the Queen herself tell you what the book is. I know what the book is. I can show you there, How to Regain Your Lost Years. Even the title alone, you know, the book title alone is so heavy. Regain Lost Years. Is it even possible? Okay. We'll hear from Queen Anastasia and Dr. Sunday. They're both here to review the book together. So let's go.
Yes, this is the book we are reviewing today, How to Regain Your Lost Years. And the reason we are reviewing it is because someone has read it and she's so passionate about it. So passionate, in fact, that she has started a project on this book. So what is it? What's your impression and your feeling reading this book?
Okay.
And what informed you to do what you are doing?
Okay. Good evening, Kingsman and Stacey Lord. The reason why I am so passionate about this book goes back to my childhood, and I'm sure by now you know my life story. Growing up as a child, I had so many issues, and I felt that I had lost so many years as a result of my issues. And I remember when I turned 50, going into my quiet place and asking myself, now that I turned 50, which was 4 years ago, what is going to happen to my life? I just felt that I had lost out on so many things. And, you know, I even tried to gather a group of people who were just turned 50, that we could come together and look at purpose, you know, with so much intensity and do something for our lives. But anytime I raised a topic, it was just met with, you know, laughter, and, you know, people were casual about it. So when I heard that Dr. Sandy was writing a book, and when I heard it was going to be released, I was over the moon. I was totally over the moon. Now, over the moon, why? Because I felt that I had lost so much. Now, I'm going to say something that I probably haven't told my husband or told anybody. I, for a very long time, used to cry over my lost years. I would look back and think, you know, I've lost, you know, this and that. I've lost not having a parent, having a mom, having a dad, having education, having this and that. And I used to, like I said yesterday, I'm not somebody that cries outwardly like the extrovert. I'm not, you know, well, hopefully I'm not generalizing, but introverts are very good, or should I say inclined, not to cry outwardly. We tend to cry inwardly. So for a long time, I used to cry inwardly, just for the fear, the sheer fact that I had lost so many years. So when this book came out and it says how to regain your lost years, like I said, I was over the moon, Dr. Sunday Adelaja. I was over the moon.
Just from the title?
Just because it says how to regain your lost years. So the keywords.
Then what happened to you when you read it proper? What was your reaction after reading it?
So after I read it, or whilst even, or not even after, as I began to read it, I realized that I can regain my lost years. But however, I'm going to have to follow some principles or some keys to regain those lost years. And I think this is so critical for people who have lost hope, who feel that, you know, there's no hope. I mean, I've done mistakes, you know, personally, and, you know, from my parents, and, you know, I just have to deal with, I got to deal with, you know, que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. It's happened, there's nothing you can do about it. But, you know, having to read systematically and discover the keys, how you can regain your lost years, was the ultimate joy for me. It was just the ultimate joy that, you know, all hope is not lost. Yes, I'm going to have to invest a lot of time, hard work, intensity, speed. You know, I'm going to have to put some real results. I'm going to have to change my mindset and all that, habits, the way I look at myself. So the fact that those keys were there that were pointing that I can make a world of difference. That was my hope. That was my pathway. That was my deliverance. That was my joy. That was my everything. So this book gives you the hope, and it gives you the tools, it gives you the keys, it gives you the principles, but it does tell you that it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to change some attitudes, habits, behaviors in order to regain your losses, especially you working or racing against, time, racing against time.
So would you like to do what you did yesterday?
Yes, I like to do what I did yesterday. So
yep.
I started with the introduction. Now, the introduction says, by DSA, or Dr. Adelaja, that I was conducting an online training for my mentees recently on time management and the principles of time conversion. They were amazed at my teachings, but disheartened because they realized they realized they had lost many years of their life due to ignorance. Now, that was me. I didn't know that you could recover your lost years, so I was ignorant about that. Now, many expressed concern over their poor time management skills. Now, this is a big one. If you talk to many people, managing your time is like it is something out there. It's as if it cannot be achieved. And so they began to ask if there was a remedy to their dilemma. Almost all of them admitted being guilty of not appreciating time, but rather wasting it through bad habits. Now, I had to look back and realize that as much as, I could point my fingers at my parents, school, and I'm also responsible. So wasting bad habits, which includes excessive indulgence in social media,
1,
TV,
2,
movies,
3,
excessive social activities,
4, parties,
those
church.
are the ones. Yes. So I had to stop there, take a break, reflect, Anastasia. And then some express their ignorance of the importance of discovering the purpose of God for their lives and fulfilling it instead of their personal agenda. So they admitted that they were not pursuing God's plans in their career, but merely working to make ends meet.
That's what most people do. Personal ambition, agenda, rather than God's purpose.
And so they wondered if it was possible to switch to their divine career at their age. So I mean, like myself, at 50 or 54, seeing they have gone too far down the wrong road. And that is the disheartening thing. Especially when you clock 50, because 50 is like half the life. Let's say you can live to 100. So 50, you're just wondering, is there any hope? I mean, I'm too far gone. I've made too many mistakes, And Dr. Sandy continues, I heard sad stories of how some were trapped in the wrong career. And this is something you hear time and time again. I mean, I have done lots of jobs. I've done, and each one of them I've been very frustrated. So you hear people being trapped in their wrong job just to satisfy selfish desires of their parents, family members, and employers. And a lot of years have gone by. So several talked about talents and gifts they'd never developed because they felt they could not generate enough money to feed them and pay their bills, much less make them rich. Now, I don't know, yesterday I talked about being an artist. Now, I've grown up all the time hearing that an artist, when you talk about being an artist, they tell you go and get a real job because being an artist will not put money on the table. So that's another aspect where you tend to ignore your gift as an artist. So it continues, the huge number of responses prompted me not only to teach about ways to salvage the lost years, but to also write a book. And this is the book we have, How to Reclaim Your Lost Years. Dr. Sandy teaches that life is about discovering the purpose of God for our lives and living to fulfill it. So this first discovering it and then living to fulfill it. And then when people are ignorant of this fundamental truth, they live unfulfilled lives. And trust me, I know what it is to live an unfulfilled life, to just be going round and round and round and round the mountain, you're just looking. Yesterday I mentioned that I was looking for Anastasia out there and not being able to find Anastasia out there, not realizing that all the potential, the gifts and abilities were locked in the inside of me by God. So their job is a burden, and they moan on Mondays and celebrate when Friday arrives. And you hear the saying, thank God it's Friday.
Yeah.
Thank God it's Friday. And so they spend 40 or more hours of their lives every week doing something they do not enjoy, simply to make ends meet. And although their hearts are in one career, their hands are slaving away at their current jobs. So I can identify with this job situation, and it is not a pleasant place to be. It is very frustrating, and this is what leads a lot of people into depression, actually, as we spoke about, I think, 2 days ago. Now, continues here that God has a purpose for every human being born in this world. This is what I underline. God has a purpose for every human being born in this world. We all have gifts and talent, but God expects us to develop them, as we discussed yesterday, and to use them to make life better for both and others. God has also ordained our prosperity to be in the area of our calling and purpose. So, therefore, it is imperative, underscored 3 times, it is imperative for everyone first to discover their purpose, then to set goals on how to accomplish them. And this was a lot for me to take in. Right, that okay, this is how you're going to. Obviously, I knew a bit more what my purpose was, but having to, like I said yesterday, spend time and have belief in myself, understanding that I have the creative ability and all that, and then now to begin to set goals and how I can discover and work towards regaining my lost years. So now, this process of regaining your lost years, it starts with a keen sense of appreciation of the treasure called T-I-M-E, called time. I have never appreciated time in the way that Dr. Sunday portrays in this book. Do you know why? Because in Ghana, where I originally come from, we have this saying, so we copy K Sarah, whatever will be, and then we also have this saying that there is more time for the grasshopper. That's the say. I don't know whether you have it in other countries, but we always have this, and there's more time for the grasshopper. So you have this, you always tell yourself that, well, if I didn't do today, tomorrow is there. African time. No. So this process starts with developing a keen sense of appreciation of treasure called time. Time is our greatest resource. Now, I would have never said that time was my greatest resource. I would have said money. Money is, and we see many of us, live that belief by, doing different jobs and working hard, to put, to buy a new house or whatever it is. Money is what we've been taught. That's what has been built into our psyche, that money is the greatest resource, and that's what we're running. So to hear that time is our greatest resource, it made me actually sit down and think that really time, but how can time be our greatest resource when all the world says otherwise, that finances, money, getting a good job or getting a good education, that's what we've been told, live in a good place, get a good house, that is the greatest resource. But here Dr. Sandy is telling us that time is the greatest resource, and he says that when people are not skillful with their time, when they have not learned to manage and use time, and when they are unable to rule over time, a lot will be lost. So here is the key. A lot of time has been lost in our years through poor and not having the skills to manage time. We have believed a lie. We thought it was chasing after education, a job, and all the rest. So I said, okay. And you know what? I underline my books a lot because I'm digesting every word, and and I'm asking questions.
I showed you yesterday how she underlines her books. Look at it, yeah. page. That's how she reads. She's reading properly. She's not just going through the motions. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, so I understand. So we understand that time lost can never be regained. But like I said, I have been told that there's more time for the grasshopper. So this is a new mindset. But with strategies discussed in the book, we can boldly step in to fulfill our goals. This was, like I said, the greatest joy, knowing that there are strategies. So it doesn't matter that I've turned 54, okay, then the last 53 years or whatever.
I'm sure people are waiting for the strategies. What are those?
So, the strategies.
No, go.
Okay.
Yeah, you could take your time.
All right. Okay. So, a lot of people have been able to reclaim their lost years financially, career-wise, and in their personal lives. They serve as an encouragement for others to forge ahead in their desires to live a fulfilled life. Now, the question is, have you always wanted to write books? Have you wanted to be a motivational speaker? Have you wanted to be an engineer? Have you wanted to, own a school? Or to be an entrepreneur? Now it is time to unearth those gifts and talents that are buried inside of you. That's what we were talking about yesterday. It is time to unearth those gifts and talents that are buried inside of you and reawaken those deeply buried desires and passions and develop them into valuable products and services that will enrich your life and those of mankind. So, number one, to unearth those gifts and talents that are buried inside of you, to reawaken those deeply buried passions. Now, why would they be deeply buried passions? They are deeply buried because life happens. When you're a child, you know what your gifts and talents are. You say that when I grow up, I'm going to be a fireman. When I grow up, I'm going to be this. When I grow up, we tend to do that when we're children. But then life happens, and then other things happen, trauma, pain, and then we forget. It's as if we have a coma. We forget all these things. And then you have teachers telling you what you are not, like what I said yesterday. They're telling you you're dull, so you feel that you can never achieve this. So we're going to learn about the strategies. It's going to take these strategies to begin to unearth and to begin to reawaken them. In my language, we say Kenyan, which means like a battery that is being wound up, so that it comes. When your car is almost dead and you put the ignition,
charge.
yes. So and then the car goes and it's struggling. So that's what it's like. That as you go through this book, it will almost seem as if that the engine is struggling. There's a splutter. As you find yourself spluttering because you're not used to
reawakening.
Yes, you're not used to this reawakening. You're not used to reading stuff like this. So I just want to make you aware that when you experience things like that, don't be discouraged. It is the battery that is being reawakened. So don't lose hope. Just continue reading. Just push through. And so to awaken those deeply buried passions and develop them into valuable products. Nobody told me that passions could be developed into valuable products. I remember listening to Dr. Sandy's message, how you can convert intangible energy to visible or tangible products and services. That was like, I'd never heard anything like that before. Conversion, I'd never. So these are the things that will enrich your life, and you will find yourself regaining your lost years. Okay. So, armed with poor time management techniques and special qualities that will enable you to, armed with the proper time management techniques and special qualities that will enable you to maximize, the key word is maximize your remaining time to the fullest. You can launch out with full confidence to reclaim your lost years and fulfill the purpose God has for your life. I mean, that is so encouraging. It's so encouraging that when you have these time management techniques and special qualities, you can maximize them to the fullest, even if you're 50, 60, 70, 80, or 90. And
no, mention this.
which one?
No.
Yeah. Should I read this one?
No.
Okay. So now we go to chapter 1. Can I regain my lost years? Many people all over the world ask the silent question, like myself. Can I regain my lost years? And there's a story here that Dr. Sani wrote in the book. He says, I met a lady.
But before I started the book, tell them what I said in the beginning.
Okay, said, anyway, you told us to write down the date you start reading this book.
Because it's going to be the day that your life will start afresh.
So I wrote down the date that I started, which was Monday the 10th of April, 2017 at 4:57 p.m. So,
because it's going to be a new history for you. A new biography is starting.
yes. So, chapter 1, Can I Regain My Lost Years? Let me see what I wrote here. Okay. So, many people all over the world ask the silent question, can I regain my lost years? And Dr. Sandy tells a story of a lady who we met a few years ago. She was a cashier but had a passion to be a nurse. She was 43 years old. She had so much passion for taking care of the sick, and it was obvious that she would make a great nurse. She told me her story. She had no one to support her education, so she dropped out of school and resorted to menial jobs to take care of herself. She had 2 kids out of wedlock, became a single mom, and her financial situation worsened. Then she took her several jobs in order to cater for her babies and herself. Now, over the years, she gave up her dream, like many of us, and having secured a stable job as a cashier in a good company, so she gave up her dream. She had a stable job as a cashier in a good company. These are all temptations. And she settled completely. And although her babies were grown, now she had no intention of reviving her passion because, according to her, it was too late. And this is the story of many of us. You know, we have children, we have a husband, and then
you give up on your
we give
destiny.
up our destinies. We look after for 20 years.
It's happening all the time.
And we say, it does happen long time gone. And how can I go to school at the age of 50? 40, 50. I've lost it. I don't have the mental. A lot of what I hear is I don't have the learning capacity as I used to when I was younger. So I can't go back to school. Those are some of the excuses and we give ourselves. So she didn't know the principles of reclaiming her lost years. Those principles. Now, if you don't know Dr. Sunday, one thing he is major on are principles. I have never met any man of God that talks about the principles of God or the laws of God like Dr. Sunday Adelaja. I've never. So the principles are coming along. I'm going to fast forward because that's another example, so we can. So people are losing precious hours of their life doing something that is outside of their purpose and passion. So my question to you, are you losing time? Are
going
you
to work?
Going to work?
Or going to do religion?
And doing something that is way outside of your purpose and passion. Think about it. Are you serving somebody else's passion and you put yours on the burner?
Yeah, that's what most people do.
So like I said, we learn here that Dr. Sunday said that most of the time these people are living the life. They are living the life they unconsciously chose, not the one chosen by the Creator.
Yeah. So
you're living a life that is you have unconsciously chose, and you're not being determined to live the one that is chosen by the Creator. Another thing, some people have lost years through procrastination, like I said before. And the mantra is someday, someday, I will do it. Someday, when my children are grown up, when I've
Tomorrow never comes.
when I've done that, when I've looked after this, when I've paid off my car, and so many excuses. We say someday, but someday never happens. Another area where a lot of people have lost time is in the area of finances. I know a lot of people who have this particular problem. They do not learn the laws of money on time. I wish I'd learned the laws of money on time. I really, really do. I would not be where I am today if, as a young teenager or young person, I had learned the laws of money. They did not learn the laws of money on time. They lived in ignorance of how wealth is built. Most of us, we've heard, we depend on miracles, prophetic utterances, deliverance, and we believe in witches and wizards that are holding our prosperity. That has been some of the ways that we've lost time. Yet still, some have lost so many years of their life due to failures and setbacks. In life, we encounter crisis and adversity. So we'll talk about some of the reasons why we have we have lost time. That's what we're talking about at the moment, the reasons why we've lost time. So there's a question here. So what about you? Have you lost time in any area of your life? Do you have any regrets of how you've managed your time? Are you actively pursuing your life purpose? Or are you caught up in that web of procrastination, waiting for someday to pursue your dreams and develop your talents, or start saving or becoming financially independent? The truth remains that a lot of people have lost a lot of time, but some are mourning the loss of their years. And I said before, I used to mourn a lot, I used to mourn a lot of my years. Now, regret is not the solution. You cannot live and say, I wish, or I regret. This is what regret does for you. It incapacitates and blinds one from seeing opportunities that are looking at you, that some of the opportunities are staring you right in the face. Some of the opportunities...
Regret is that you've already lost the best years of your life.
Yes.
Now, but when you begin to regret about that, you are regretting about what you've already lost, what is gone. Now, instead of maximizing the leftover, the remaining, while you are regretting it, you are even becoming blind to that remaining opportunity that is left. And how to even use the remaining resource that is left.
Yeah, and that was me. I couldn't see the many opportunities so perhaps, what do you call it? The opportunities that are staring you right in the face is this book.
Yep.
This book, or being mentored by Dr. Adelaja, or coming on the platform every evening to hear his teaching, so you can be transformed and be the person that God wants you to be. So regret is not the solution to the problem. Rather, it compounds it. It compounds the situation. Regret incapacitates and blinds one from seeing opportunities and taking any step towards a dream. And so many die without achieving their dreams. Many die. And we've heard from Dr. Miles Monroe, who often says that the richest place on earth is the cemetery. The richest place on earth is the cemetery, because therein lies unutilized gifts, talents, and potential. And may that not be our story. So can I regain my lost years? Yes, you can. Hooray! We can regain our lost years. I'm going to jump over here. So we can regain our lost. Doesn't matter where you are. You can be a late bloomer. Or where you start, you can be a late bloomer. I'm a late bloomer, so that's why I talk passionately from this book. Now, so who is a late bloomer, for all of you who may be asking? A late bloomer adult is a person who does not discover their talents and abilities until much later than is expected. A person who does not discover their talents and abilities until later than normally expected. In other words, these individuals begin pursuing their God-given purpose very late in life. So it doesn't matter if you're 50, you're 60, or 70, or 80, or even 90. If you're 90 at this time, it's not too late to discover your gifts. There are examples of people in the following fields: in art, music, science, business. You find late bloomers in all these spheres of life, and also in the Bible as well. So we've got the example of the late Colonel Harlot David Sanders, the founder of the popular fast food restaurant KFC. You remember KFC? He had a fast.
Need to tell his story, yeah.
Okay. So
he's a late boomer. It's an example of a late boomer.
Okay.
62 years old, right?
Yes. He started at 62, and there's the story of Moses in the Bible. He started at the age of 80. And then there's an example of one lady called Elizabeth Jolie, who published her first book at the age of 53. And then there's Mary Wesley, who published her first book at 71. And she had 10 bestsellers. Isn't that amazing? That is simply amazing. And then there's Anna Mary Robertson Moses. She was known as Grandma Moses. Can you imagine? Grandma Moses. Wow. So all the grandmas out there. And she started painting at the age of 78 when she had pain of arthritis. And she was not able to knit, you know. So these are all life examples of late bloomers. So late bloomers, there's hope. There's hope. So many of these people are doing amazing things, and they are achieving beyond their imagination despite their ages. So guess what? I am looking forward to achieving things way beyond my expectation. I am imagining. I've already started imagining things that
you're already doing it.
This is just the beginning. I've already said that, you know, for all of you who've known the old Anastasia, you just watch this space. You're not going to recognize me. Now we're going to move into how
the strategies of regaining
or
your lost years. Because can you imagine it? I got saved at 19, and I immediately became radical and serious. But still, I still feel that you know, why I didn't get to know this 5 years ago, 10 years ago, even 1 year ago. I still regret it, even though I started to be very serious at 19. So, you know, you don't say this is not for you. Very few people who have not lost years. So these strategies are key. Let's follow them.
Right. So we're going to be looking at principles, habits, attitudes, patterns, and lifestyle adjustments to do this.
One of the people who read the book and reviewed it before I published it said, the most practical life-transforming book I have ever read. It had me instantly moving to reclaim the life I thought was forever gone.
All right. So the first one is learning to manage our time.
Yes.
Why is time so important? And what is it that successful people do to treasure their time?
No, we'll not tell them. Let them go read it.
Okay.
Yeah, we just make sure we talk about the points.
So time can be converted into tangible or intangible products.
Yes.
That's present time. It can be converted into tangible.
Once you learn to see time as a value, as wealth. Now the next point is what to do with time, which is to convert that time from invisible energy into concrete, tangible product or service. which is possible. And this is going to be, this in the book, you find it.
Yeah. So we got, so
And the next thing,
next thing, life is calibrated in time.
yeah,
So-
but we will not tell them that.
Okay.
Let them find out how that is done. Keep on going.
Okay. Time cannot be stored.
No, keep on going. Yes.
So the keys to regaining your lost years. Number one, adding value to your life.
So what do you do with your time? You use time to add value to yourself, to your life. One.
Add value to others.
You use time, convert time from invisible energy to added value for you and to added value for another.
And three, produce valuable goods and services. The key to regaining your lost
Or you
years.
could turn your time into product like valuable goods or services.
So the key to regain your lost years, therefore, is to invest maximum value into every second, minute, and hour of your day in order to produce more results. Now, when I read this, I said, Dr. Adelaja, how can you invest maximum value into every second, every minute, every hour
Of
But
the
guess-
day.
Of the day. Said,
But guess what?
guess what? It is true. It is true.
Now you are living like that.
Yes, I'm living like that, and I just want to, if I can, to show you
Yes.
an example here. That so this is my week.
The proof, the witness.
This is my weekly planner. I've got a couple here. This is my weekly planner. And I have here add value
To myself.
to myself, add value to others, add value to products and services. I don't know if you can see that.
Yes. Keep on going.
And I have here,
Let me hold it for you.
I've got my weekly plan all here, and I have,
I can't see from left.
okay,
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not clear.
Yeah, but yours go ahead and play. They don't need to read it, but you just
yes,
go
I
ahead.
know. So I've got my weekly planner here, and in each day I've got things that I've scheduled that will add value to myself, others, and people every day there. Every day there. And then I have here are my activities helping me to know God, and then I have focus, speed, intensity, hard work, which we're going to talk about much later.
Yeah, but go ahead.
And then here again,
Okay.
and again, I'm reminding myself on a weekly basis. This is to keep me focused so I can regain my lost years. So I can regain my lost years, add value to my life, add value to others, add value products and services. And then all my activities helping me to know God, focus, speed, intensity, hard work.
These are all the keys, the strategies to regaining your life.
Load the maximum amount of value every hour. And I have written here, become a workaholic, doing what I love and what God has told me to do. This is what I write here. So once again, here it is, add value. I write this all the time. And then I have, once again, the focus. This is to help me to regain. This is the practical aspect, helping me. And I've got my obviously my schedule here. This is the practical.
And the schedules are all around
my-
what she is doing to add value to herself, to add value to others, and to produce goods and services.
This, yeah. And I have the 60-40 principle, as you can see, which is highlighted in purple. 60% of my daytime should be devoted to the pursuit of my goals. All the time I have this. This is the practical aspect. This is from reading this book. So, so by investing maximally into each hour of your day, you will be able to reclaim your lost
So this
years.
is no more fantasy.
No, it's here. The evidence is here, and it's working. It's working very well. And the most important thing is that I'm really enjoying myself, and I'm really reclaiming.
Because many of us, most people don't know how to put their lives in order. So this book has helped her to put her life in order of productivity and put it on a race, on a trail, so that everything she's doing is producing a product.
Yeah. So therefore, once you wake up in the morning, you must ensure that each hour of the day is loaded with maximum value. I think for me, the key to what stands out for me personally is loading your day with maximum value. Maximum value. You need asking yourself that what is it that I need to do today that will give me maximum value, and that is very helpful for me, Dr. Adelaja. Very, very helpful, especially when you're in your 50s and you want to regain your lost years and you're fighting against time. That is very, very helpful. So I've already said that. So what this key entails, first of all, this key means that every hour of your day must be accounted for. Now this this is incredibly a new mindset. You tell me, at the end of your day, can you account for it? Or even do you tell yourself that, you know, today I'm going to look back and account for what I did? We don't do that. So this is a new mindset.
Not what I did, but for every hour.
Yes.
Every hour.
Accounting for that. So being accountable for the time that you've invested.
Every hour. Just don't talk about time. And don't talk about the day. Talk about every hour. You have to focus on every hour. How much value have I added to myself in each hour? Or maybe at that time I'm adding value to others. Or maybe I'm producing a certain product or goods. So what am I feeling in that hour with? Or it's just passing by empty, coming empty and going empty. Or I'm succeeding in filling it with some substance that is conversion. Converting that time that is coming my way into concrete, tangible products.
And then when you look after over every hour, can you specifically point at what you have achieved?
Yep.
Can you be specific? Which is totally this thing. Now, so you can pinpoint the value you've added to your life, all the lives of others, all the goods and services that you produce within that hour of life. That is just incredibly amazing.
New concept.
It's a new concept. It's just really amazing. So to reclaim your lost years, because repetition, I hear, is very good. To reclaim your lost years, you must account for every hour of your day. It must become a lifestyle. You must be ingrained in your lifestyle. Whereas in the past, when you did que sera, or when you told yourself there's more time for the grasshopper, now you want to. In fact, one thing that I've done, Dr. Sunday, I have programmed this laptop to tell me every 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes, it tells me all the time. So it helps me also to be conscious of my time and not to waste it. So the key means that every hour of your day you must be utilized to add value to your life. Okay. And we've got an example here. Would that be to go through? So we've got a typical example here, which we'd love to hear. For instance, let's scrutinize the activities of four friends. Four friends. So we've got Matthew, Cynthia, Ken, and Peter. Now Matthew spent the last hour watching a popular TV show. I don't know what the popular TV show is right now. While Cynthia spent the last hour on the phone in a conversation.
See, we are not taking the day. We are not even taking a year or a day. Those are just vague. Or time. We are taking hour.
An hour.
1 hour.
So Matthew spent the last 1 hour watching a popular TV show, while Cynthia spent the last hour on a phone in conversation discussing the latest celebrity gossip with a friend, whilst Ken spent the last hour researching on a project for his class assignment, And then Peter spent the last hour on the phone counseling a couple facing marital crisis. Ken and Peter added value to their lives and the lives of others, whereas Matthew and Cynthia wasted a precious hour of their lives. Now, I don't know what you've been doing in the last hour. Have you been adding value to yourself? Have you been adding value to others?
Take the hour before you came here on this program, or 2 hours before, 3 hours before, and assess it for yourself.
So Matthew and Cynthia, they wasted one precious hour. So in reclaiming your lost years, you must ensure that your hours are filled with activities of value. Right. So that's that one to do with adding maximum time. Now this calls for more skill in handling time. If there's anything that I'm still, trust me, I'm still learning the skill of what it is to manage my time. Every Sunday I try to go over and ask myself, like, for example, on Monday, is this Monday schedule, is it really working? Am I really, maybe I need to reduce the time, maybe I need to increase more time Tuesday, or maybe, so I'm always working.
It's a progressive
thing that I'm looking at. That's how to make time. So it's a skill that you learn to develop. I'm not there yet. So reclaiming your lost years is a race against time. When I heard this, I was like, Dr. San, you scared me. You really.
That's life, actually, not just regaining your lost years, but life in general is a race against time. But people are not aware of that until they are too old. Until they are 50, then they say, oh, my time is going, oh, I'm old. And then they just give up. But every day, even from when you are 1, it's already a race against time. That's why you will see my children, for example, who are still quite young. You will see their life and, what they are doing. You will know that they are aware. Their life is already so productive that many people have lived to be 50. They are not as productive as they are, as young as they are. Because life in general, even from when you are young, is a race. You must be aware that you must live as you must be eligible faster than time.
So this racing against time, this one calls for maximum efficiency and speed. Maximum efficiency and speed. And I said, oh my gosh, I'm even what I'm doing right now. But speed, okay, yes. Efficiency, here we go. Remember, it's a different mindset. We're adopting a different lifestyle pattern of behavior. Now, because you're engaged in a fight against time, you must consciously seize every second. So now, before Dr. Sani was talking about the hour, now we're focusing on every second. And it has to be loaded with maximum value. So, for example, if you read 1 book in a month, how about 2 or 3? As a result of HMT, I have learned to lose sleep to read a book. Now, before that, I wasn't doing that. I was sleeping very well. Now, if I have to, and I have here, I think, evidence is important so that you know that we're not just, I'm not just here fluffing. So I have here, you can tell, this is like, for example, the money won't make you rich. You see I've done here.
Yeah, explain it.
So the money that's something I've scheduled for nighttime, nighttime during the weekend, to tell myself you must start. And I've got the date there, the 1st of the 6th of the 17th. So that's an all night. Instead of doing the how can I say this that doesn't offend? Instead of doing mindless all night, screaming and shouting and disturbing heaven.
So the time has been exchanged for self-development and reading.
Putting, giving myself pressure, working against, being efficient, being speedy, because I have to regain it. So
you don't have to go somewhere calling for your enemies.
No.
Or people disturbing your progress or standing on the way of the progress to die. Instead of that, you are making yourself skillful.
Yes.
So that your progress will be smooth.
And here's another evidence, so you know that I'm not fluffing. Here it is, reading at night.
Yeah.
There we go. Reading at night. So, so if you read one book in a month, how about two or three?
No,
Should we go move forward?
Yeah, move
Okay.
forward.
Okay. That one?
Do you want that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So there's another scenario here. Tailor A is able to sew one dress in 1 hour, while Tailor B sews two dresses. But Tailor C has mastered the skill and sewing process and is able to sew 5 dresses of exceptional quality within an hour. Isn't that amazing? Let me read that again. So Tailor A
It's about maximizing time.
is able to sew one dress in 1 hour.
Because she's slow. She has not mastered. When she's sewing, she's doing other things. She's talking, or she's not focused. Doesn't have intensity. She has not learned the skills of maximizing time,
Tailor B sews 2.
which is a little bit better than the previous one.
Then Tailor C.
But if one dress is selling for $100, that one has $100, but this one has $200.
So Tailor C has mastered the skills and sewing process and is able to sew 5 dresses of exceptional
So
quality.
instead of $100, that one is making $500 at the same time. The amount of time they didn't change. It's just 1 hour. So it's about what you do with time. You could either fill it with a product or with a quality, with a value which is of $100, or fill it with a value of $500, or fill it with a value of $1,000, even though it's the same 1 hour, or just throw it out, or don't even fill it with any value at all.
That's just amazing. And so once again, it's all about developing the mindset, the attitudes, the habits, and the patterns. Another key is willingness to change. Are you willing to change? Most of us are comfortable in our comfort zone. As the saying goes, it is insanity doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Okay.
Okay. And here Dr. Sandy says you need to have a burning and passionate desire. So not just having a willingness to change, you must have a burning. So it's one thing to say that, oh, I wish I could change. I do want to change actually, but you must have a burning and passionate desire to regain your lost years. That's that to do with chapter 1. And then we move on to purpose. Or should we?
Keep on going.
Okay. Move
Let's keep on going.
going. Okay.
Another point is out to again, you keep on going, is that you have to discover your purpose. But we are not going to deal with that right now. I think organize.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes.
There's
another-
beginning from.
Being extremely organized.
Yeah. So you just talk about the main point.
Yes. So another key is being extremely organized. Now, the act of being extremely organized means...
No, just talk about the beginning. Don't.
This one?
Yeah, we just mentioned the top because
Okay,
of
so-
time.
so another
we're
one
not going to explain it.
It's
Just keep
being
on going.
systematic.
Yeah. Being organized, then keep on going.
If
Yeah.
being efficient,
Yeah. So this is where I was supposed to go.
so another key is being organized in all your daily activities.
Okay, then keep on going. Just mention the top ones. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another one is being organized in being result-oriented.
Yeah.
Result-oriented. Another one is being organized to invest maximum value in every hour, which we mentioned. And another one is being organized to not waste a second of your day.
Okay.
And that's the conclusion of that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Another secret
Is stop daydreaming.
because a lot of time, a lot of life goes into daydreaming. People daydream.
And you remember you spoke to us and taught us to how to live in active consciousness,
And be here and now.
being in here and now. And then the consequence of daydreaming, that daydreaming is a great time killer. Daydreaming makes you less productive. Daydreaming reduces your speed. Daydreaming reduces the quality of your output. And we've already talked about how to live in the active consciousness. And
which is 100%.
100%
Is
commitment.
another key. 100% commitment will help you to regain your lost years.
Can you read that?
Okay, yeah, just keep on going.
Okay.
Keep on going. Keep on going.
Is it good?
No, you lost something there. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. To be from the beginning. Where is the beginning of that? Yeah, fight
for your life.
These are now the strategies and the methods you could regain your lost years.
Fight for your life. The Bible tells us in Ephesians 5:16 to redeem the time because the days are evil. And I've shown in examples
The way you are doing it.
the way I'm doing it.
So what are the methods here?
Yeah, the methods. Number one, say N-O. Say no. No. Say no, 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 no.
Learn. Be an expert in saying no. Go ahead.
Okay. Say no to the good things.
1.
Say no to family, friends, and relatives.
That's number 2.
Say no to pressures around you.
That's number 3.
Say no to TV, social media, and phone calls.
If you really want to regain all those lost years, you must master the skills of doing this.
Say no to anything or any activity that will distract you from your goals.
Yep.
Say no to others' agenda.
Other people's agenda, right?
Say no to the wrong type of
Unless
friends.
you are learning from them or they are helping you, teaching you to grow.
Say no to the wrong type of friends. Oh my goodness. Say no to churches and pastors. And excessive church programs.
Say no to excessive church programs.
And say no to yourself. And then you have the...
No, that's enough.
That's it. Okay.
So now, why did you decide to start a program based on this? Tell us about the program you started after reading this book.
Okay, so I've set up a page called Stately and Flourishing Women for the 50-plus woman.
Stately
and flourishing for the 50-plus woman. And the whole idea is to tell the 50-plus women that hope is not lost, that you can regain your lost years, that it doesn't matter what has happened because, you know, you beat on yourself. I mean, like I said, I've been in that place and you're mourning all your years from childhood. Like I said, nobody knows. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to stand up for the 50-plus woman. And another reason was I felt like, you know, I wanted to start a movement, even though I didn't call it a movement then, but based on, you know, I wanted to start a movement that stigmatizes women in their 50-plus, that this is a no-no. And you know what? You hear statements. It's not, sometimes it's overt that, you know, these ones, they've passed their sell-by date. The older generation, well, you know, they've grown, and we, the younger generation,
the time has gone.
The time has gone. I'm sorry. When I hear that, it puts even more passion in me. I said, not on my watch, not on my life watch, that the 50 and above are going to cry and say that they've lost the years. Not on my watch. No, we are going to learn how to redeem our lost years. And we are going to rock it. Being 50, 60, 70, 80 is going to be so attractive. It's not going to be a stigma. It's not going to be something where you're going to regret. There's no regret in this one. So hence, listen to the name, Stately and Flourishing, 50-plus woman. So that's the idea behind this book. And I'm using Dr. Sandy's book, How to Reclaim Your Lost Years, to develop a curriculum to start.
How did you get it, this book? How did you get your copy? Will you tell them where they could get it?
Oh, yes. I got it from Amazon. I own a Kindle copy. So you can go to amazon.co.uk or to amazon.com. Or if you're in Nigeria, you can go to Okada Books and get a copy too. So I would encourage you, get a copy. Or if you know somebody that, is struggling how to manage time, or is living in regret, or doesn't understand their purpose, or basically has problems in time management, poor management skills, let them have a copy. Get a copy for them. I've read this book 2 times, and I'm going a third time, and I'll go over a fourth time. I'm going to read until it becomes me, because this means so much to me. I don't cry anymore. No more tears.
Yes.
No more tears.
No more tears of regret.
No more tears of regrets. No more.
Because there is hope.
Yes, there is hope. So, Dr. Sunday, thank you so much for this book. Thank you so much.
Well, let's hear some of the comments that people are giving, what people are saying, and then we'll be ready to get ready for the next program.
Hello, everyone. Okay, I've got here, Kate is saying, thanks, Sister Anastasia MacDonald. We have Queen Nikki saying that, yes, Rumi, we got to rock our 50s till eternity. Reminand also says, bless, I'm looking forward to my 50s in less than 4 years, in Jesus' name. We also have Omanike saying, laugh out loud, doing night vigil and praying for your enemies to die. I think that was your quote about wasting time. Omanike also says, 2 hours before now, I was working and at the same time listening to DSA'S messages on DSA'S message on when to pray, when not to pray, and when to stop.
Good for you.
Yeah. DSA said, good for you, Monica. Well done. And Monica says, wow, Queen Anastasia, and now DSA.
Woman DSA.
Ngozi says, Queen Anastasia, I am now drinking your words into my soul. Pastor Irene says, wow, great one, Queen A. Reverend Roslyn says, see your purpose, smell it, feel it, sense it, drink and eat it. Live it 24/7. God would empower you to succeed and be the change in your time. Thank you very much. Pastor Abby says, every hour counts. Julie, okay, he's replying to Monica. Julie also says, wow, this is organization on a whole new level. Awesome, Queen Anastasia. You have truly inspired me. Omanike says, hello, DSA, and everyone, okay? Okay, Omanike, thank you, Omanike. Pastor Nikki says, this is not right. This is me right here. Haven't started yet. Thank you, Lord, for DSA. Doris says, remember me, okay, it's not to do with this. Brilliant book, that's Paul saying that. Brilliant book review presentation by Queen Anastasia. Well done, ma. It says, I will in a bit, hon. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Okay, these are just greetings. There isn't much comment here. Okay, I think that's it in terms of comment.
Thank you. Tell them when we are meeting. Where is
so, guys, where's my magazine?
Somebody thought it's not necessary.
Hello, guys. Look at this. This is the Golden Jubilee Special Edition, Limited Edition magazine. So have a good look. It's now available for you to purchase. It's $40. So without further ado, as I usually say, please make your order. You can make an order by contacting myself, Mayowa Olaya, or Julie Ngoya, or even sending an email to any of our contact VIP@godembassy.org, and we can help you to send this to you. At the moment, we have people here for HMT. So, and these people are from all over the world. So, depending on your location, you might find somebody that is from your town or from your country that can help you to bring this to you wherever you are. So you can purchase as many as you like. Just let us know and we'll help you with the logistics, okay? So here's the magazine. It has over 300 pages. So there's so much in there. It's so full of information. If you want to know anything about Dr. Sunday's life, his ministry, here's the magazine to get. And here also are the 50 attributes that we talk about during the 7 p.m. program. I think tomorrow we're having attributes, or maybe we are having kingdom fruits. So you would find everything in here. You would, some of you actually might find yourself also here. If you're one of DSA family, you might find yourself here. So here's the magazine. Purchase yours. You know, I love this magazine because it reminds me of the fun time I had during the Golden Jubilee. So if you see me laughing all the time that I'm just holding magazine, it's because I am reminded of how crazy fun it was. So here it goes. Here it is. And you can also have the same fun because there's so much in here. Okay? All right. Here's the magazine. So contact myself or Julie Ngoya. So guys, we're back in a few minutes. Well, not a few.
40 minutes.
In 40 minutes. So join us
45,
again.
45 minutes.
In 45 minutes. So it's 2049, yes. So 45 minutes. Join us for the series on truth. I think Dr. Sunday is starting a new step of the truth series. Okay, so now today we're starting what is truth. I thought I knew what truth was, but I don't know what truth is. Since it started a few weeks ago, I've been questioning myself over and over and over again. So join us tonight, 9 p.m. Ukraine time, which is 7 p.m. UK and Nigeria time. And don't forget this, okay? You can purchase it now. Okay, see you later. Bye.